Welcome to My name is Leigh-Anne Nugent, and I'm joined with Micah Adler. All right, we are starting with the Tinkerers Manifesto as we always do. As you see here, we do not build in silos. We celebrate what's in progress, not what's finished. Everyone is a builder. Don't, don't tell, show. So we're huge on just showing the progress. We experiment fast, fail forward, and learn in public. Contribution, innovation, and we don't just talk about the future, we build it. So here we go again. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things that we worked on this week. A couple of updates for my Assessify product. I have been working with Lovable and have been enjoying the experience so far. It's been, I want to say I've been using it for maybe 2 months now, or yeah, I think so. I'm getting some pretty good results with it. So I'm sticking with it still. So the combination of Lovable, Supabase, and then I'm hosting the DNS through Netlify. However, I did see that Lovable does have the ability to connect a custom domain in this platform. So I haven't looked at that yet. So I'm gonna take a look at see if maybe I don't need Netlify anymore. I can just do it all through Lovable. So that's one side project that I'm working on this week. So this is now new. So that's pretty cool. I can do it all through here.
Cool.
The other thing that I had a bit of a side quest on was my super base. So I now somehow have multiple instances of super base. So I have to, and I think it's still, is it? You're connected? Yes, I think so. Let me just make sure database. Yes, because I wasn't active in the project for a little while because I was like a little bit frustrated and then got squirreled with another project. I got an email saying that my project, because I'm on a free org, was paused. I didn't know what that meant. So I went back and I tried to access it. And when I accessed it, I couldn't access any of the data tables and I was panicking. But then I went back to the email and then it said to reopen your project, click here. So I clicked there and then logged in and I was able to get it. So thank goodness. So out of that whole scrambling, I ended up creating another instance. And now I'm in the process of like consolidating and getting rid of all of that. But it seems like I'm all connected again. Before, like when I would click here, it would force me to log in and it would take me to that other org. So I don't know what happened. I'm just going to think that maybe it just resolved itself, or maybe I did something and I just don't know exactly what I did. But again, still happy with what I have here with Lovable. And the next quest is to move my domain from Netlify to Lovable.
Then I would still think of, because Netlify is very usable. A lot of people use it. So I
Yeah,
would think about it just to make sure that you're not stuck within the lovable ecosystem. But I think Netlify could be okay as well.
I see. Okay. Yeah, because I'm in Netlify and I'm just for what I'm using it for, it's free. So it might be okay to still use. And then if ever I needed to extend, then at least I'm on a platform that's extendable. But okay, so before I go forward, I'll do some comparison
Yeah. And the main
question.
issue would be is, does lovable make you pay for it? So who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, good question. I'm already paying. So I did downgrade because I was pounding the system with a ton of messages. I had to go up to the 200 level. And so now that I'm stable, I toned it down to the 100 level. So $100 a month is what I'm paying now for this. And yeah, so we'll see where it goes from there. So the initial goal here was to replace Typeform. So I think Typeform is charging me, I think it's $68 a month. So
Mhm.
it's definitely more expensive than Typeform. But I'm thinking maybe I have another revenue stream eventually in the pipeline for this one, where I could sell this to people who are looking to create their own AI driven assessments with responses generated with AI. So that could be something. That's why I'm thinking maybe this will be worth that expense, but I would want to remove my access to Typeform. But there's one or two more assessments that I have to rebuild in my Assessify app in order for me to totally move off. So
What does the Typeform do? I'm sorry.
yeah, so Typeform, I'm using Typeform for two things. One is for, let's see, so it's like a questionnaire type of thing. And I've built out a few things. One was for our leadership and development training program called the Art of Leading. So in the Art of Leading, I have a couple of, wasn't this one? It's embedded in here. So two of are in here. So when they launched the program, we wanted them to take an initial assessment of where they are in their
Uh,
leadership maturity pipeline. And there's like self-assessment, right? Where are you today? The only challenge that I had with this was that the results, they're okay, but I wanted them to be, they're fixed, which I guess is okay if it's just an assessment, but it doesn't really do anything more than that. And the other gap that I had was I had no idea who was taking this assessment. So even though it was embedded into the Rise 360 platform that we had, it wasn't able to say this logged on user who's taking the course is also filling out this assessment. So I was able to embed it into the program itself, but I
mhm,
have no idea, like in the results page, who actually took it. I was actually putting in a question in here, what's your name and email address? That
mhm.
seemed weird. And then the other piece that I really wanted to provide was a PDF to give them a summary of where they are and what their objectives should be for this program. Like at least download it as a PDF and save it. And then the idea was at the end of it, do another assessment to see if there's been any kind of advancement. Yeah, God.
Yeah, you can create the PDF, I'm sure, through Lovable. So you're transferring everything out of here. Okay.
Yeah, so I was able to do the PDF generation through Lovable. I did get that to work, which is great. I spoke to my business partner and I was like, should I include that? Because I know we really want it, but do we really need it? And she was like, if you want it, consider that part of the MVP. We have to have it. So I'll have it. It works. It's great. It even
Mhm.
has the follow-up link is there and it's hyperlinkable to the right link. So I was really happy with it.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, I'm happy with it. So, yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I have to undo some of these things, and then I would have to think about how am I going to embed the questionnaire into Rise 360 because this one has this piece. So, share here, I was able to just grab the code and just embed it into the code of the program. So I don't have that with my Assessify program right now. So I'd have to really think about that.
I see.
Yeah. Like embed in page like this.
I see.
So that's the gap that I have before I totally remove this. Yeah. And then I do have questions here. Actually, I replaced this. So instead of doing questions through here, as Rise 360 has a question like module. So we're doing it in that platform.
And that
So
platform is better for you?
yeah, that platform is pretty good. This Rise 360, we were able to build our training program here. And I guess it could even like the part of the reason why I wanted to make it my own initial assessment, I could use the questionnaire, the quiz component. So the content here, we built all of this and created all this content. And so here's where I'm embedding it,
I
which
see.
is really pretty, but also it doesn't do all the things that we really want it to do. So what I could do is like the offer that this platform has is that there's a quiz that you can take. And at the end of the quiz, you can say whether or not like you get feedback right within the platform. So I could replace that embedded thing with what I have. And if I can't, then I could just put in a quiz and call it a self-assessment. Again, like the whole goal was to have a beginning and an end piece. And it's hard to create that part because even in here, I don't have my wrap up. It's a completion
Yeah, yeah,
with just here's how to continue your leadership journey. It doesn't really say here's how you assess how far you've come.
yeah. That's the conundrum, is using whether I should use some outside service or I should just build it. A lot of
Mhm.
times, build it, you're gonna get stuck eventually, and it's not gonna give all the bells and whistles of an outside service. So it's definitely the cost and benefit and where you get stuck. You get stuck with outside services as well, but building it again.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, those are the features that I'm looking to pivot from. And we're still early days. So refactor that is still, we're not going to disrupt anybody. So it could be okay.
Mm.
But again, like the idea behind why I chose Rise platform is that I could publish the file itself. So it's a SCORM compliant file and it can be sent as a package to a company that has their own learning management system and they install it in their environment.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, like that was the goal. We're still looking to find somebody to pilot it with us to get that first initial implementation, like as paved. So yeah, that's the way that we would distribute it. But they
Mm.
have their own learning management system. So if we did Reach 360, then we would host the learning management system. But we haven't really received any feedback one way or another, whether or not we would, like the companies would want us to host the learning management system for them. We would imagine that maybe some mid-sized businesses or small businesses that, or growth businesses that don't have any learning management system, they would ask us to host it for us. But we're still looking for some feedback there.
Yep, that's key, is getting the feedback, getting it in people's hands. So,
Yeah, that's the hardest part. How do we get that?
yeah, the human-centered design piece.
Yeah, I don't want to move forward building anything more without the critical human feedback. So I think we're in a good place where we've got this. It's beyond I think, an MVP, like the really good version one. And we're ready to get that feedback from the people, right? Like, what else do we need to do to make this even better?
Sure, for sure.
Yeah. So that's what I've been working on. The other piece before I hand it over to you was I was exploring a new CRM tool called High Level. And High Level is a marketing and sales all in one platform. And it's like CRM, but it's not the same as a CRM. It's very much a lead generator and marketing generator. So the whole relationship management piece is not really there here. However, it does. So I went through my onboarding session and to get taught all of the features of it.
Mm.
When you are creating, am I in my sub account? Yes. Okay. So this is my dashboard for my business. They walk you through. So what's cool is that this bottom right hand corner, is it going to show up? Hold on. Maybe it's not on the bottom right hand corner, but right. So Riley is always on. It's
Mhm.
customer success that's always on. And I can just join the Zoom call and it puts me into a breakout room with some expert who knows the platform.
That's
So
cool.
it's very cool. So here I am, like it's putting all of the calendar items in there because I connected my Gmail, the contacts that I have. Ability for it to import some contacts. but I just manually added one. And there's all kinds of bulk actions, and you can create smart lists, and you can create marketing campaigns and list views from here. So it is a very interesting platform because it's got so many features in here, including payment gateway. So like my pipeline, or you can have like your opportunity drag and drop across. You can also configure it, add new fields, but you can't create new tables. So, the benefit of Salesforce is that you can build anything you want
Yeah,
or the
exactly.
con, right? Like,
Yeah.
here's your canvas with your paint and paintbrushes, go create what you want. And then, yeah, this one, we give you the tools and the framework. All you have to do is just put in your data. And then, yeah, so you can connect your payment gateway, connect to your marketing. So I can send invoices from here. I can create contracts, orders, subscriptions, payment links, all of this, create all of my products, coupons, all of this can be created in here. And then you can get into automation, and they have all kinds of pre-built workflows that they provide to you. And it looks exactly like what we know with flows. And you can add a component, add sales pipeline, add an email alert, send us text message. So text message can be baked into this. It does cost $10 a month to get a phone number and to do text messages, but all baked in, which is very interesting.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to do invoicing, you're gonna have to do all this stuff anyway. It's definitely worth taking a look at. One question I did have was, if you're a Salesforce partner, which
Yep,
you could be, right? If you have a certain number
I
of
am.
starts,
Yeah, I
eh,
am.
don't you get a free org?
So I have a free org, yes, and I've been using it. I can't get Einstein activity capture to work for whatever reason. I don't know what the heck. I keep getting these errors. So yes, I have my a Salesforce org for sure. So I just was looking at, so the benefit of this one is
Mm,
that you can sign up as an agency.
mm,
And what it means to be an agent is that I can whitelist, go high level to clients, and they will have access to high level, but they're paying me the license fee instead of high level.
I see.
So and then not only that, I have an opportunity to maintain and manage their org or their environment, because some of these business leaders don't have time to maintain or set up their org. So all of your orgs are managed in one platform. And yeah, like you can create add-ons and you can create workflows that can be deployed to yours or all of your clients. So it's a
That's a
very interesting business model.
Yeah, I wanna take a look at this as well. There's pricing obviously, but
Yes, and it's not cheap. It's $300 a month to be agency experience. To get, I think, so you get 14 days free, and then they like sound you. They do a very good job of staying top of mind for you, like text messages and emails until you do your onboarding,
that's good
which
to
is
know.
great because like now at least I know what it is, right? So, like, you could let the 14 days pass without paying a single thing. But yeah, they've got a whole university that I have yet to dig into, but there's a lot of potential here because you could also build add-ons similar to App Exchange, and then those could be sold on top of whatever agency work that you do. So
Inter
it's very different. I thought it would be worth taking a look. The piece that's missing here, though, completely is ITSM or case management. They do have a field service module, which is interesting here. Like you can look for, oh, that's an add on that you can get, but it's more for, but there's no concept of cases here.
Mhm.
Where if you're a service agency, you can't manage the cases. It's not the same. It's not comparable to like Salesforce. However, for those mid-sized businesses that are really just looking to get more deals and get the whole end to end, like all of those, it's I set it up. maybe 2 hours, like adding my Stripe account, adding my, now I could create a subsite, which is interesting. Like I can create my own web page and have
Hmm.
it sit here, and that becomes my sales funnel. And from there, that's if they click on something, download I don't know, a workbook or something, they get added to your mailing list. And then that mailing starts to create potential opportunities for you. So it's a very different way. Like if we created multiple sales funnels, but it is through a web page, and pretty cool. But this is the piece that I'm still trying to figure out, because I think this is the bread and butter of what they're looking for. Like you can write a blog, you can host a webinar, you can do a real website, and you can do surveys here. And I'm like, oh no, they have surveys. That's not great for my Assessify. Quizzes too, right?
Yeah.
So you can offer a quiz builder and submit it. And everybody who submits a quiz, they get added to your funnel, which is exactly what I had in mind for my Assessify. So this is an interesting, like you can use a form for one of our leadership courses, there's a form that we would like to fill out. So I could fill out a form and do it that way. I just realized the time. I want to make sure that you get going. So that's enough for high level. So I'm digging into here. They have a lot to unpack.
Yeah. I think in general, this is, do I build it or do I use something that's already built? This is, yeah, and it's a dilemma that I think we're going to continue to face, but it's about money. It's about convenience. It's about if you can continue to expand and do what you want to do within this environment. So it's all relevant. So that's for sure.
Yeah. I think this last piece, or I'll just close with this, the fact that I can have a site in here that builds all of these things, like a form, a survey, all of these things, a webinar even, and then that turns into lead. They have a level up over Salesforce here, because I would have to create a community, have that community do all these things. And then there's only so much you can do with a public community.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit cost prohibitive. But again, like this is $300 a month. Although, again, I'm paying for the agency experience. So there could
Mhm.
be a lower cost for people who are just looking to run their business. But yeah, and then this is time consuming. Like I have to actually create a funnel here, but they do have templates. But anyways, again, I have to run through the whole thing. It's a lot to unpack. It's not
For,
just turn it on and it's there for you.
mm,
Similar to Salesforce, there's a level of implementation effort that's required here.
for sure. No, it's super, super interesting. It's another sort of business concept that we can explore for sure.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Okay. Tell me what you've been working on.
Okay, I'll show you quickly here. I'm gonna share my screen as
Oh no,
well.
take your I like we're good. I think I took up a whole half hour or something like that.
So
Oopsie.
this is what it's for. It's to connect and see what we're doing here. I'm going to go here. So
Oh wow. Yes.
this is again the so I've been tinkering with this, and then I've been going back and forth with my other application and just going back and forth. This is the landing page. And then if you go into here, this is again the home page. But for here, what I wanted to show is, so this is different, the concept, than what we just saw. That concept is you get everything, right?
Mhm.
Is you get just the basics. And then the question would be, how do you build in functionality? So I'll give you an example here. So in the Notes Hub, I created a goal. So if you create a note and you say, okay, I want to create a goal from that note, it will
Mhm.
create goal and tasks for you. So it will do that through that AI integration, which is OpenAI. And then what it will do is, and this was really cool. So then it will take, so I created a task. The next thing I did was it said, hey, can you analyze all these goals that I have because I have a lot of goals? And can you say, okay, today I'm going to take all these goals, which are stuff that I want to do. There's a lot of goals there. And can you make tasks for today? So then I made that module as well. So then it will take all of what I have in the notes and then summarize it and say, hey, okay, and this is going to take this amount of time. And this is all automated. So if you press one button, you say, hey, what do I need to do today? This is what it's going to give you. And it's going to give you the time and all that information. So the infrastructure is very limited, but I can add on functionality pretty quickly. So
I really like this daily task goals. And that's something that I think I was missing from that other CRM that I need a way. The big problem I'm looking to solve is to my promises. Like that's the one problem that I'm finding, or the challenge that I'm having right now is just there's so many ideas, so many things that I'm working on, so many ideas that I have. Just who did I make a promise to? When did I promise it? And have I completed it?
yeah,
And this daily tasks from the goals is already a step towards it because it's like you haven't completed these 10 things that are going to complete. And
yeah,
by the way, you made way more promises. So now you've got another 10. So I would need help like prioritizing that. So I think that this daily tasks from goals like this really helps set up every single day to be successful and structured in a way that's going to expand time.
yeah, no, for sure. And then I think the next step is so like you have, so we're pushing in data and then we're getting insights from that data. And then we're trying
Mhm,
to figure out how to really use those insights, make sure that it's useful. But if we're
mhm.
collecting data, then we got to use that data without having to do everything manually, which is like the end most difficult piece. So, like the tasks one, the next sort of phase is going to be so there's an OpenAI SDK for agents. And what that will do is, and this is what everybody's asking, is if you have an agent on your website, like here, we had a little agent, which is like a chat interface. Could you say within this interface, hey, Salesforce, so you connect to Salesforce, hey, Salesforce, what does my pipeline look like? Which would mean that I don't need to recreate Salesforce because I already have an instance of that or hey, Monday.com, or hey, bank, what am I, what is it looking like in terms of my financial status right now? Is that's really what's coming. And I see it coming. And I see if you look at social media and stuff, that's what people are asking. And it's on the precipice, which makes me not want to build out this too much.
I
Because
know what you mean.
yeah, because if you already have it, then why would you need to relook at something that's doing this again? But those things are limiting. So that's the way I'm thinking in terms of this. And the technology is almost there, but it's a little bit clunky.
Yep. Yep.
So
I like that though. I like the direction that it's all headed in. And I think that your strategy of just staying still a little bit, but also like understanding what the feature set and what the experience should be. I think that's the critical factor that we need to hold on to is just what is the experience? And then when the platforms get created, when the technology is created, the capabilities are there and it's set up for us to be able to just harness it. But yeah, you're right. I think we're right at that edge. Have you looked at some platforms? So there was an event that I was invited to, which sucks because it was in person in San Francisco and I totally thought it was online. It was Cohere plus Red Panda. And I haven't really dug into either of those platforms, but from what I understand, Cohere is as an AI platform. And then Red Panda is something about data. So I wanted to see what those two were about, but that's lower on my research list, but they're on the list.
It's Cohere and Red Panda.
Yeah, Cohere, I think. Yes. So it's an enterprise Gen A leader. It's, what does their website say? All in one platform for private and secure AI. So it provides you multilingual models, advanced retrieval, and AI workspace tailored for the modern enterprise in a platform. It looks like it's just Gen AI only,
Mm.
but I want to see what else it provides because they do advanced retrieval models and place systems. So I'm not sure exactly what they all are, but I did want to at least take a look at it. And then Red Panda, let's look at Red Panda.
Maybe if you
Right.
share,
It's data streaming.
do you want to share it?
Sure. So this is Cohere, the all in one platform. These are the offerings that they have. Oops. High performance scalable language models, multilingual models, a multimodal search and retrieval, powerful model that provides semantic boost to search quality, and then AI platforms that empower the modern workers. Again, I'm not really exactly sure what it is, but I am like one I'm going to press this request demo button and just do all the things. And then Red Panda is supposed to be, yeah, so it's a data streaming platform.
What is a data streaming platform?
Yeah, exactly. So let's look at the core capabilities.
They have bring your own cloud, which is interesting. That was
Yeah.
your developer for CLI. Da-da-da.
No, no idea. This is over my head a little bit.
Yeah.
Data ownership and low latency AI. That's interesting. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, would have to take a look. There is to make sure that you're secure and your clients are secure. These could be those kind of setups.
That's
So
what
it,
this one sounds like. It's like there's the public internet and here's our private VPC.
which would be useful for sure. And it's something that we should definitely take a look at. I'll take a look at it and I'll let you know. I
Yes.
wrote it down. What are the questions?
Ooh,
Uh,
there's a playground. Have some fun playing. So that'll be fun. I do love playgrounds. Sorry, I didn't mean to squirrel that, but
and then, so yeah, no, it's constant tinkering and figuring out. So this is the second one that I did.
okay.
So this is again the app that's going to record your food and stuff. So I made
Yeah.
a home page within here. So you can see, and it's prettier. You can take a picture right from the front, and then like you have different versions. What I wanted to do is 1 second. Let me see if I can do this really quick. I wanted to pull up here just to make sure file, open folder, desktop, tracker. I think it's this one. Here is, I'm just opening up a different folder because I want to show some of the information that I had set up. New terminal here. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Here, copy. You can see my screen, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Here. And then I'm gonna, oh, I should wait, hold on. I'm gonna log out and then I'm gonna log into the right place. Log out and then Man, sorry, this is taking too long. I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment.
Okay.
Stop, stop presenting. Yeah, I'm just gonna log in really quick. Just take a moment here. And it's just, I made some improvements and I wanted to show you them.
Cool.
Yeah, I just need to log into the newest version here. There we go. Okay. Now I just need to share my screen again. Okay. There we go. Sorry, taking way too long.
No, you're good.
Okay. There, and then profile. Yeah, Adler. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to share. So share entire screen. There we go. Okay. So then the idea behind this was it will be a little bit more personal. Hi, Micah. And then it will give you how many meals you tracked and the average health
Cool.
score, and calories and stuff like that. And then you can go to the gallery from here. So you can see like what you're eating and you can scan that. And the scan is like I showed you previously. It's
Yeah.
automated. But the other thing is like the health metrics. So this is just trying to figure out what health metrics are important. And it's taking the data that's been inputted, like I did with the other part, and then it's making it available to the person. So if you want to know how much sodium they're eating per day and the protein and the
Mhm.
fiber, then they can get these types of analytics. Taking what's already there instead of building an entirely new component and making it very simple, make it easy and make it understandable. And then moving from there is the idea. So this is just ongoing updates and stuff like that. But that was my idea. And the last thing I was going to talk about really quick was the error. Is I went to an event. I'm going to share my screen one more time. I went to an event at Schulich, which was for founders,
Okay.
and so it had this guy,
That's
Curtis.
so great.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. He told his story and it was super it was amazing. He started as he was working at Deloitte and then he moved to owning his own company. Actually, he moved to I think it's called North. I've got the exact name, but it's like Northland Power, I think, or something like that. Anyway, so he
Okay.
moved to that company and he learned about power expertise. He's an engineer. And then he started his own business. And then he went through all these iterations. So he had an idea to basically capture energy and take that energy and like you would take energy from renewables, solar or whatever, and put it, usually you would put it into some battery, but he had a different idea where you would put it into this other mechanism. So he created the mechanism. He was going along and he was like working to make it work
Yeah.
and he got a patent and he got like funding and he started off with 1 million and then it turned out it didn't work. So then he figured it out again and then he went through like a mortgage like for his house and he had to go through all these struggles and he kept on getting investment and he kept on growing the company. And then finally he raised 200 million and like, it was crazy. Like and he told us step by step what he went through and how difficult it was. But just like he didn't know how to do this. He was a consultant at Deloitte, but every time he hit a wall, he was able to push through it and go to the next level. But the level of stress was incredible.
My gosh. See, that's such a good reminder, right? A lot of people give up in that middle phase, right? They hit their second wall or their third wall and they think, you know what? This is a sign telling me that I need to give up and move on to something that is going to maybe pay the bills, and so just a little bit more perseverance. It's could be the fifth wall that you have to overcome. And it is not for the faint of heart. Like, it is scary. And yeah, you got to keep pushing on. So it's that vision, having that greater vision as to why. And yeah, I was there a couple of weeks ago where I was just like, I'm still there. Like, I'm still very worried. Is this going to really out? And yeah, just faith and trust in yourself that, it's going to work out. And eventually it just clicks. Just one project is all that it takes. And one idea is all that it takes. And yeah, just keep moving on.
Yeah, no, so it was crazy. It was amazing. And yeah, it was inspirational. So,
Awesome.
but there's ups and downs. So,
There's ups and downs. And the thing I will say about the downs and that the rationale that I have is like, when you go down, that's when you gain momentum for the next upswing. So if you don't just let yourself free fall a little bit and learn from what you're getting in that valley, you won't get the trajectory to make that upswing. And I'm telling myself that every single day, that this is the fun part, right? This is the fun part. This is gives you the momentum to make it through to the top. So here we go. Reminder to us all, just hang in there and enjoy the ride.
for sure, for sure.
All right. Any other things that you wanted to cover today?
No, I've covered everything. Yeah, we just gotta work to make the up happen again.
Exactly. Yeah, keep doing the research. I think there's something to say doing the work and doing the work consistently every day. We're learning something new, we're meeting new people, and through each one of those experiences, we're going to unlock the next level. And yeah,
Yep.
perseverance is what it takes. Right. Great chat as usual, Micah. And we will connect again next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.